All right, fellow Retro Yukis, welcome to this week's edition of This Week in Yuki Productions. Because this week in Yuki Productions, we have the schedule for this week in terms of streaming. Francis the Hedgehog is back as soon as tomorrow, by the way, most likely Tuesday. VR Chat World Tours will return with Francis the Wolf. Mario Yuki on Twitch introduction. Our next ROM hack after Star Attack will be Serene Fusion. And how am I liking video editing with DaVinci? So let's start with the first one, which is the schedule for this week. There is a little bit of a typo on Friday. I'll explain what that is in just a moment. But the schedule for the next week, starting tomorrow, is usually the same. It's almost the same as normal, except for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which I'll get to in just a quick bit. So this week we start tomorrow. We were supposed to start our Super World month yesterday, but I had to take it off because we had some company over. But we are starting tomorrow for real. That is for real now. We're starting it tomorrow. So if you have a Super World in Mario Maker you want me to play, this is the month to do so. Because at the end of the month, we're gonna be doing speed runs. We're speed running at the end of March. Okay, that will be the week of March, the 25th to the 31st. If we do need an extra day to speed run a Super World, we will be using 31st. But for the most part, we were ending speed running on the 30th. So keep that in mind. Yuki Coin giveaway this month, however, will not be until the end of the event. So keep that in mind. Normally we would do it every Saturday, but because we're doing the same thing every stream, we're not gonna be doing that until the 30th, just to keep it fair. And then April the 6th, when we start our brand new, when we return to our regular cycle, we do our regular weekly, every day, every weekend giveaway for the Yuki coin. Speaking of Yuki coin, they will be essential. They will be essential when we get started with our incentives, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Okay, for final 4 hour gauntlet on Mondays and Wednesdays. We are at the end of round three on Monday, and we start round. Excuse me, we're at the end of round two Monday. We start round three in the desert on Wednesday. Keep that in mind. We have Wheel of Clubs, and in round three, we have something new twist for the wheel. I'll get to that later with Francis the Hedgehog. Tuesday, we start the final push in Final Fantasy IX. That will be the Ibsen's Castle. We are almost done with the game, but this is gonna be the hardest part now. This is going to be the hardest part of Final Fantasy IX because we still have to get through the "You're Not Alone" section, and that's gonna be a doozy once we get there, and we're almost there in the "You're Not Alone" section with Zidane, and I can't spoil it because hello, it's spoilers. I want you to experience it for yourself when we get there. But the "You're Not Alone" section with Zidane is gonna be the trippy one. So then we might have a grind show to do for that one tomorrow. Speaking of Tuesday, we have Star Attack Rebooted Part 5 on Mariyuki and the main channel, and I'm gonna get to Twitch in just a moment because we are starting our ROM hacks again on Twitch, and this time it's for real. I'll explain how it's gonna work in a bit. Thursday is the first time for VR chat we're returning to Blaze the Cat. But there's more because there's a hidden cat. Get it? Cat? Catress? Get it? That's next Thursday. So Thursday, March 7th, which is this coming Thursday, we have Blaze the Cat. Thursday, March the 14th, we are going to have Catress, as in the pal, Catress, in VR chat. This is the first time I'm voicing Catress in a VR chat setting. So please bear in mind, voice mod is activated. Also Thursdays is the multiple of seven, so 7, 14, 21, 28. If you understand what I mean. On Friday, this is the only week for now. we are going to have Star Rail. So keep in mind, this is the only Friday we're having Star Rail, and I did make a typo. There's only one episode of Star Rail, not two. I accidentally put two, but that's only for one, because I'm still doing search volunteering at night. So there's only one episode of Star Rail. Then on Saturday we have Star Attack Rebooted Part 5. I mean Part 6. Okay. If we finish the game, we have a brand new ROM hack called Serene Fusion, which I'm going to semi introduce to you in a moment. And then Sunday, and then Saturday we have our Super World Month special because of the Super World Month. Sunday, however, is a special day. This coming Sunday, or next Sunday, I should say, is Mario Day. And you know how we do it on Mario Day. We celebrate it. We celebrate it correctly. We have Mario, Mario, Mario. Even Infinite the Jackal is going to celebrate Mario Day. So how Mario Day is going to work this year is we're having two streams of Mario World. Excuse me, Mario Maker 2 with our Super World month. So that's why I canceled one one star rail. I mean the Final Fantasy on Friday so that we can do Mario Day on Sunday. That's how it's gonna work. This for this week. In addition to our two streams of Mario, we are having a special edition of Infinite the Jackal Visits DeviantArt, and we're going to celebrate Mario on that day. There's also another day coming up next week called Pi Day. You know, Pi Day as in the number pi 3.14. So March 14 is also Pi Day. So on that day, we might do something special to celebrate pizza. You never know. And it's also a Thursday, which is VR chat day. So you never know. Catrice eats pizza on VR chat because it's Pi Day on the Thursday next week. So keep in mind, next Sunday, Mario Day, next Thursday, Pi Day. We're going to celebrate Mario Day on this Sunday. Now, of course, we're celebrating Mario Day this next weekend, but we're also celebrating the return of Francis the Hedgehog. How, you ask? Allow me to introduce you to this. This is the Francis the Hedgehog channel. Now, keep in mind, I changed a little bit of this. I changed the organization, basically. uh, the videos are still there. It's just that I changed the organization. So they're categorized by channel. So, for example, on the top, we have Seder Piece. Who am I reacting to? Very Seder Piece. Easy. Next, we have Gia the Dark Angel. Who am I reacting to? Gia the Dark Angel. There you go. The only one that has no category is this one. Francis the Hedgehog reacts to friends. Because it could be anybody. There's two sections missing right now. Francis the Hedgehog reacts to Shadow the Hedgehog because that's coming tomorrow with meets Maria the Hedgehog. And then the other one is Francis the Hedgehog reacts to Mario. Because I'm still thinking of how I'm gonna do that one with him. And then we have Francis the Hedgehog promotion zone. Basically anything like graphics, any changes to the channel, that's what it's for. I'm not gonna upload every single time that we're gonna do a video. That's not how it works. This is only if there's significant changes, like a channel background or a theme song change for Francis the Hedgehog, or even a graphic change. Anything like that goes there. But don't expect me to upload every time in that section. That's not how this works. Okay? So the next promotion zone for Francis the Hedgehog would most likely be when he debuts in VR chat. That's most likely the big one. Because the next section to add is Francis the Hedgehog VR Chat Adventures, which is basically VR Chat Adventures, but for him only. Only he gets that section. Remember that song I used to play with Mr. Work? This is my section. This is my section. That's how we're gonna play this. Okay. The next one I want to talk about is the other character with the same name, Francis the Wolf. Normally, I was not going to continue this experiment, but now we have something. So initially, the Francis the Wolf channel himself, itself, I said itself, grammar, is going to be more of random stuff. Okay? Well, it's no longer random anymore. Because if you guys remember, I used to do something called VR Chat World Tours, but you have to go back to the OG days. When I say the OG days, I absolutely mean it. Because I used to do VR Chat World Tours, but as Shadow the Hedgehog, not Francis the Wolf. But now keep in mind that was when I first started VR Chat. I'm no longer a rookie in VR Chat. We're starting to level up here with our VR Chat series here. So, so Francis the Wolf returns to VR Chat with a series called World Tours, VR Chat World Tours, where we are going to be celebrating the creations of VR Chat members who make VR Chat World. There's a little bit of a caveat though. There's a little bit of a twist. All VR Chat Worlds are open for this channel. If you have a VR Chat World you want me to look at, please send them over. Here's the catch. As long as it's number one, no NSFW stuff, no non-safe for work, because I will upload this to YouTube in two channels. This channel, his channel, and VR Productions, Yuki's VR Productions. Okay, that's rule number one. So no NSFW. The second rule, and it looks funny. It's very funny when I say it, but it's really a rule that I have because of what I call don't don't promote yourself. Now, normally when you talk about streaming, you're supposed to promote yourself, but not illegally. But this is what I'm talking about when I say don't promote yourself. My world. There we go. So the second rule is I am not allowed to promote my world on Francis the Wolf channel. Here's why. First of all, it's mine. It's mine, my own world. Okay. So any of these plus the upcoming Moonlight Village 2.0 is not included. It's not allowed. However, I will still give you a preview on VR Productions, but it's its own thing. It's going to be its own section. So Francis the Wolf will not have access to these worlds, including any future worlds that I make on my own. So basically, all worlds apply except for mine, is what I'm saying here. Okay? The only ones that I'm gonna put my own section in there in VR Productions. Okay? So that the reason being is because I don't want to just promote it myself because of Francis the Wolf. No, that's not how this works. I want to promote you guys because you deserve it, not me. Because this is my own world. Get it? I'll just do my own section for that. Next rule is make sure you apply the correct constraints to the worlds when you make them because VR chat is cracking down on that. So make sure you guys understand that. All right, they have a new thing where you have to make sure that it's not suggestive, gore, violence, all that. Make sure you have the correct constraints because if you don't, players can actually report that, and you don't want that. Okay, you really don't want that. The next thing we talk about is Mariyuki on Twitch. But first, let me explain how this is going to work. So, Mariyuki is our channel for, you guessed it, Mario 64 ROM hack. Now, I changed the name to Mariyuki LA. I am not changing the content down. It's the same content. The only difference is the LA part. Why is that the difference? Because on Twitch, I called it Mariyuki LA. Therefore, to make it parallel, not parallel, but to make it co- conjunction, to make it same, I added the LA part. Capital L, capital A. What does LA stand for? Los Angeles, I guess. That's the only thing I can play with it. But you get my point. It has to stay the same because if I don't, then it's gonna be messed up. Okay, because on YouTube and Twitch, yes, you can have on YouTube. It's okay to be Mariyuki, but on Twitch, they're very strict on the algorithm. Okay, very strict. Because if I am Mariyuki on YouTube, but let's say I put Mario Yuki streams ROM hacks on Twitch as a channel name, then you're gonna be mixed up because the algorithm does not like that. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna say about that. But let me introduce you to how things are gonna work on Twitch and here on YouTube because rules are gonna change again. So right now on YouTube on Mariyuki LA YT, we have been testing out streaming for this channel again. If you guys remember when I first started, I started doing both streams and content uploads. Here's what I'm thinking of trying out. I'm going to reverse it. So I'm going to reverse the thing. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do streaming on Twitch and my main channel. My main channel is Yuki Productions, right? So streams are still going to be going on here like normal. I just haven't put the rest of the streams up yet because it's a little early. But the streams will be scheduled here and then on Twitch with this Mariyuki LA as well. Now keep in mind there's nothing here yet because I just made this channel like literally 10 minutes before I started the video. So yeah. So yes. Um so yes, we're gonna do it here on Twitch and on YouTube on my main channel. Here's the rules. Here are the different things that are going to happen. Keep in mind that right now we have been testing the whole Yuki coin aspect of streaming, as in the virtual currency, and I've been thinking about trying that again. Here's the difference with Mariyuki, however. The difference with Mariyuki, it is only for Super Mario 64 ROM hacks in particular. Whether if it's the next one or the new one or whatever, you guys get to interact with the stream. Okay, sound effects or voting for the next game, which is going to happen again when we started Serene Fusion, which is our next hack, which I'm going to introduce you to a little bit in a moment. And I'll actually be uploading a video giving you guys a small preview of that hack for our Twitch fans and YouTube. Okay, so what's gonna happen with the Yuki coin? Instead of calling it Yuki coin or Mario Yuki, we all know in Super Mario 64 we collect something called stars. It's be easy, stars, as in the ones you collect to go to level, right? So we're gonna call it star coin or stars, if you will. Now, keep in mind, I'm allowed to use the word stars because I'm not streaming this on Facebook. You might be wondering why is no star why we can call it stars and we're not streaming on Facebook. Because on Facebook, if you say stars, the way that they call it stars on Facebook is basically giving you money. So if you say, hey, if you want this, you have to use stars on Facebook. But stars on Facebook is basically bits on Twitch. So you're basically saying, give me $3 for this next game, which I do not want. Actually, by the way, I'm not saying don't donate. I'm saying don't mistake it for stars as the virtual currency, but Facebook also uses it as real currency because of stars. You can buy stars to give to the fans, to give to the streamer. The streamer gets stars and gets money. That's why I cannot call it. I can call it stars on Twitch. I cannot call it stars on Facebook because they use it as currency, real currency in this case. So we can call it stars. We can call it fire flowers. We can call it what's that one thing, that one power up, fireballs, whatever you want to call it in Mario terms. But anything except for Yuki coin. So what can you use this fireballs, stars, or Starmans for? Well, you can use it for, well, voting on the next game. You can also use it for incentives. You can also use it for the next hack we're gonna play. And in some cases, you can even sabotage me. Oh yes, I'm open to that. Start start giving it start giving it to me. Okay, start giving it. Let's go. Basically challenge rules. Okay? That's how that's gonna work. I'm not I'm gonna start making this next week. Like the panels and all that good stuff. That's coming up next week. Now, the last thing on the agenda, the next thing on the agenda is talk about the next hack, Serene Fusion, and then we're gonna be talking about the video editing. Our next hack, ladies and gentlemen, is called Serene Fusion, and it's made by a bunch of authors here. We have AG Lab 2, um, Authority, Alchemist, X Bayon, Bro Dude. We played some of those his Dan GPTV, DNVIC, The Cozies, The Gal 95, Username Re Spiders, and Xeon X. This hack, Serene Fusion, is one of the highest rated hacks on this site, romhacking.com. And to give a taste of Serene Fusion, there is a video here that we can watch just a quick bit of. It's a race. It's actually a stream race. So whoever finishes first wins the race. So we're gonna watch a little bit of this just to give a little taste of what to look for in our next hack, Serene Fusion. It has 80 stars. Let's have a look at this.
Hey,
I'm
wait a
not gonna
minute.
play the whole
Hey.
thing because I don't want to
Whoa.
spoil you guys too much, and
Run
I don't
by
want to spoil
Aussie
myself
Adam,
too much.
and then wait, what? Who's Aussie Adam?
So, so here's a
Uh,
little
the,
bit of it.
yes.
Yes.
I,
So one,
I,
the player on the top left has got a star.
Yes. Exactly.
wait.
Remember, four players at the same time. They're
Is
racing.
there
I feel
a
like
star
I'm
seven?
the only one in
It's a
another
legit
server.
race.
Is there a star seven, or am I dumb?
So
No coins.
so
Yeah,
as we can
no
see
coins.
on the player on the bottom left just went gravity mode.
This one.
That looks pretty neat.
The
I
whole thing.
So there's a little bit of Mario
Um,
Galaxy vibe.
I got
this
inside.
is
Same thing on the
so
player on the bottom right corner.
Excuse
You
me?
see gravity mode is activated for that particular section.
I.
Oh, I got him.
It reminds me
Oh,
a
the
little bit of Sonic Adventure 2. Um, that one with Shadow, Final Chase. that reminds me
Oh,
of
oh,
that
oh.
section.
Oh god.
Okay. I want to give this
Well,
jump a
that
shot.
sucks. The
I like
camera
that
is doing things.
So everybody is on
Lucio on
course
that jump.
one, and I think except
Is it pretty nice?
for the one in the bottom left and the one in the bottom
How can
right.
you glitch have that?
Alright. This is so.
So the hub, that's the hub world.
Wow, dude.
So right now everybody is in the hub, the bottom left and the top right left is on the hub world.
Okay.
And there's some new mechanics like this
This
check
Yoho
like checkpoint thing
SPM
where you have to
music.
speed run a section. So that's very cool to see. So we're gonna take a look at that when we play Serene Fusion after Star Attack rebooted. Okay, we're almost done. I think we just we can actually finish up the game in the next stream, but I'm going to show you guys other levels. I'm one of those players who want to show you guys different things. Okay, I will, however, play this early so I can give you a like a trailer kind of deal on the channel, and I'm gonna promote the Twitch channel at the same time at the same time. So get ready for that. Now we talk about the final thing, the extra material that I think you should know about, and that is DaVinci. That is video editing with DaVinci 18 in particular. How has that been going, and what I have been learning? Well, what we have been learning in DaVinci 18 is that it's a very robust video editor. When I say robust, I mean it. So here we have different things used. By the way, I'm gonna use the other channel, VR Productions, because it has more views than this one. No, I'm not kidding. Look at this. Okay, so anyway, so as you guys can see on the Wolf Venture section, except for video one, which is when Francis meets Kyle for the first time, the other three videos have been edited with DaVinci. So originally, this video was not this bright. It was not this bright at all. Okay, the original version of this was not this bright. Okay, so here in the description, I actually tell you what I did. What I did. So we brighten up the scene with color correction, and we also talked about other techniques. I was going to be using the keyframing and all that good stuff. Keyframing is like animations, but you can animate absolutely everything in DaVinci 18. Okay, so when I, when we're doing video correct color correction, what I'm talking about is animations, and this is what I'm talking about. So let's go back to the main channel here, and what I'm particularly speaking of is this video, this particular episode here, right around here. So this is actually using what they call keyframing because you can see it was flashing red. Normally, without keyframing, that red stays up on the board. Okay? Now, it goes from normal to red to normal in about 15 frames or so, if I remember my timing correctly. 15. Now, keep in mind, I believe I put this at 30 frames per second. So 15 frames is half a second, half of 1 second. So it did it again. It did it again. So let's watch that again. So each frame is different frame. I accidentally left my menu up, so that is my bad. So as you can see, it did it again. It did it again. So half a frame and then another half a frame later. So total 1 second, but I split it up into two for that particular section. So what effect? I was going to go for an effect here. Now it doesn't happen again for another few frames. There you guys. One, two, I three. So why I don't do it too much for a few reasons. Number one, if I do it too much, it's going to be a red, 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 red. You don't want that, especially when it comes to video editing. When it comes to video editing, you have to be very careful about flashing lights. You don't want to flash the the stuff. Okay? Now, obviously in VR chat when we do it live, you can't really control that. That's up to the player themselves. In video editing, you can because you're doing it by yourself. Not only did I do keyframing for this, there's color correction as well. The color correct part is turning it red. The keyframing part is the how long do I keep it going red and then going back to normal. That's the keyframer. Okay? So expect this type of edit again, potentially in the next season of Wolf Ventures and Emerald Peace. Potentially even worse. Not worse in a not worse in it's worse in an editing way because there's gonna be more, but that's good. But you have no idea what situation would it be for yet. But keyframing, color correction, and LUTS. LUTs is a thing called lookup tables. So let me give you an example of a LUT or a lookup table. A lookup table is shown like this. So as you can see here, this is normally not this bright, and this is normally not as good as it looks. Why is that? Because the normal version, the original version of this, was looking like this. So as we can see here, Kyle's getting up, okay? But then you see how it's so a little bit too dark. And remember, we're talking about a sunset here. So to make that happen, I decided to use a lookup table or a LUT. So that's how this looks now. It's probably a little bit too bright, but it's not too much. But it's the same video. Just I just edited with LUTs. So this is what you call a LUT, a lookup table. So basically, it's taking the video, okay, and applying a mathematical, behind the scenes mathematical formula to give you colors for your video. And this is what it gave me. Now there are 45, I think there are like 35 different LUTs you can get in DaVinci by itself. But you can purchase more if you wish. So as you can see, it's almost realistic, if you will. Because that sunset looks nice. It looks nicer with a lookup table. So that's how you tell what a lookup table is. It's basically a formula to take the colors and make it brighter based on that behind the scenes formula. Okay? And how has it been doing so far? Not too bad. Especially on the VR channel. That's really neat. Okay, this is the first time I use a LUT though. Right here. Now, obviously, we have a little bit of color errors, and some of them are glitched out. But I'm was learning. I'm learning how to use lookup tables. That's how that works. Okay, so I used the glow effect for the first time. It needs a little work. I'll tell you now for that for sure. But it's getting to where we can have some good stuff. Now, keep in mind that's not the only thing DaVinci 18 will do. You can make animations. You can make keyframe. You can make good stuff. I can't spoil what I'm learning next, but I will tell you it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it, and I might use it for Francis the Hedgehog too. Oh, and Francis the Wolf for world tours. Just stay tuned because it's gonna be fun. Okay, that's that's how we do it. That's how it's gonna be, and that's the way we end it today. We'll see you very soon, 5:30 tonight, for our not Helldivers 2. I wish. Um, we're gonna be doing Star Rail tonight. We're gonna be pulling. We're hopefully pulling some good characters today. Okay, I have 20 something tickets to be used, and I'm gonna try to get a 5 star. That's our fun our good luck today thing. Yep, that's all. That's it for this one. We'll see you guys in a bit at 5:30 for Star Rail. Enjoy.